What is the Self-Regulation and Toxic Stress series? Hello, my name is Aleta Meyer, and I'm the team lead for Community Engaged Research at OPRE, the Office of Planning, Research, and Evaluation. I get really excited whenever anyone asks me, what is the Self-Regulation and Toxic Stress series? What it is was our effort at OPRE to be responsible about all the excitement there was about toxic stress a few years ago and what we were learning about how early experiences influence lifelong health and well-being. In particular, the term toxic stress was being used by researchers to explain how adversity, trauma, and chronic stress early in life can have long-term negative effects and increase chances for chronic illnesses like diabetes, heart disease, and substance abuse. We wanted to look at our understanding of human development to help us see the same research on early experiences, through the lens of resilience. That's because by better understanding why some individuals beat the odds, adapt, and thrive in the face of adversity, we hope to identify strategies that would promote protective factors. One developmental process that really caught our attention was self-regulation. Simply put, self-regulation is the act of managing thoughts and feelings to enable goal-directed action. The way I like to explain it for myself is that self-regulation helps me make good choices in the moment, right now, while at the same time helping me make choices that are good for the long term. These good choices aren't one size fits all, though, because we need to be able to adapt to situations, and we need to be flexible because life changes. It's like being able to do all these things together: settle down, pay attention, and be wise about the future. What is great about self-regulation is that it has far-reaching benefits. For example, self-regulation promotes physical, emotional, social, and economic health across the lifespan. And like any good developmental process, how self-regulation looks as we grow changes through life. In fact, it's a lot like literacy, which is the ability to read and understand what we're reading. So literacy is a set of skills that are developed over time in a sequential manner that allow a person to understand more and more complex texts. And so what we can read as adults builds on all the things we learned to read before then. And what we read when we are older is also more complicated than what we were reading when we were younger. So in the same way, self-regulation requires a series of subcomponent skills that build upon one another to enable effective action in complex situations. This makes sense because life gets more complex and challenging as we get older. Think about it. The types of things a toddler needs to deal with are different from what an elementary school student needs to deal with, and are different from what a young adult needs to deal with. So self-regulation development assists us through all of that. The good news about self-regulation, something that's also true about literacy, is that we always can learn more, we can get better, and through experiences like instruction, practice, and support from others. In fact, support of self-regulation is critical at each stage of development from birth through young adulthood. Because ACF programs reach children, youth, and families in multiple ways across their lives, we see many opportunities for this strengths-focused approach to help address some of the negative effects of early adversity and chronic stress.